My name is Sean. I am from New Zealand.
Hi, I'm Mitchell. I'm originally from China and I now live in Australia.
Hi Rinpoche. My name's Jack Palmer. I'm from Melbourne in Australia.
I'm TJ from Malaysia. The motivation of me coming here is really to get connected and get closer to Dharma and my guru, yourself.
Hi, my name is Zoe and I'm from Canada. I grew up going to Rigpa events, so ever since I was basically a fetus, I was going with my parents to Rigpa events. And at some point my dad met Dzongsar Khyentse Rinpoche, I think at a teaching in Vancouver that was through Rigpa. My dad kind of, I guess, fell in love and was like, wow, this is my teacher. So I knew that my dad followed him, but I as a teenager, I stepped away from Buddhism. You know, my parents were doing it, so I was like, I'm gonna find my own way. But yeah, a couple of years ago, you know, I was reading books that Dzongsar Khyentse had written and hearing my dad's YouTube videos from his study group, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is for me. Like, yeah, absolutely, this is my teacher.
I am from Colombia. My name is Sandra. I'm here wanting to hear Rinpoche again. I love the teachings of him, and my motivation to be here is to make the connection with the teaching of Longchen Rabjam.
My name is Pema. I come from England. The first time I connected to Rinpoche was only in September in Berlin, in person, but felt like I'd made a connection many years ago when I first came across his teachings, and also have you know, listened to a lot of the live teachings as well online, and finally, you know, got to connect in person.
I feel so fortunate to be here, and the more time I spend here, the more it dawns upon me how just incredible this experience, this opportunity is, and yeah, you know, words cannot describe. So I won't even try. It's just it continues to my appreciation continues to expand as we go through these texts and as we hear your teachings. And I'm really grateful for you doing this and putting in the energy and making it happen. And yeah, so thank you so much. And
I feel what Rinpoche has been teaching, he makes references to the traditional lineage and practices, particularly of the Lung, is the way Buddhism was first came to the West. It was very much, or for some time, it was new, novelty, almost new age, we would say, with much confusion. Now Rinpoche is quite unique that he is getting a blend of old and new, the way he can teach traditionally, and also we say contemporary, I think, not modern but contemporary. And he says it's very rare to have this balance. It's quite incredible to see him do this. And also I think it comes across at times he is almost like very direct, and other times indirect with a great sense of humour, but it is all his style of teaching.
You just kind of know when someone is your teacher. It's like a love at first sight. You're like, okay, this is for me. Yeah, it feels like there's been that connection for a long time. But
I think I discovered you on YouTube probably back in 2017 as someone who had connected with the Dharma through reading Chogyam Trungpa books. I was sort of very inspired and watching teachings online, and I found you there, and I connected with Jakob Leslie and did my Nondro, which I completed I think at this around the start of last year, and I'm just feel like things are kind of unfolding. Now I'm here and I'm going to be in Sydney, and I don't really know where it's going next, but it's an adventure.
Then I just searched, videos on YouTube, and I saw Rinpoche's teaching. Then I start watching by a very small video, and accumulated by watching more and more. Then Rinpoche has a very fascinating way of teaching. It's just, when you hear the way he explained Dharma, everything, you're just certainly, you know that connection. I think people who's really, I would say, addicted in a positive way, then people will know that feeling, kind of. He talk about Dharma is not just about compassion, but it's also about, getting to know the truth, the thing there, and the sort of, I don't know how to say, but it's maybe the ultimate wisdom there. That's the most precious thing about Dharma. I think that's what I say, the unique, way of Rinpoche's teaching. Yeah.
Someone there shared with me a video where Rinpoche was talking about the law of karma, and I loved, of course, the way that he explained that topic, and since that time I follow him as much as I can.
CG, it's like the magnificent energy force, as I understand it. So yeah, no, I feel that, and I was thinking about this yesterday. I was actually talking with Kyabje Dzongsar Rinpoche. It's like, I feel this incredible energy coming off of him, and I think if I didn't know who he was and I was just on the street and he was, to me, just some guy, I think I would still feel that. He has this magnetic energy, and I didn't grow up, I guess, in Tibetan or Bhutanese religious culture. I definitely grew up with Buddhism, but not with the same, I guess, systemic cultural values. And I was definitely a skeptic of Buddhism. When I became a teenager, it was what is this? Why are my parents doing this? Why are we doing this? This doesn't make any sense. So there's, now I'm fully in it.
I first heard about this teaching from Siddharta'sintent Europe, because I'm connected to them and through their email list. And when I first heard about it, I thought, well, of course it's impossible, it's so far away, I won't be able to go. But then a couple of weeks later, it stayed in my mind, and I thought, okay, it's still on my mind, maybe I need to look into this. And so I contacted, the organization, and it's so hard to put into words because I first connected with his uncle Shenpen Dao Rinpoche, was my first teacher from 2001. And I remember asking Shenpen Rinpoche, how do I know if I find my root lama? And he wrote back and said, well, you will know. And so I never thought I would have the merit to meet Rinpoche or connect with him. I haven't met him personally face to face, but to connect personally, and it feels like his teachings break my heart open, and in the most wonderful way, and because I needed a lot of kind of, this may sound weird, slapping around the face to kind of shake me up a bit, you know. Too much pride, too much laziness, these still are things that are strong, and so, you know, I feel very, very fortunate to be able to finally connect to my Lama and be shaken up happily.
Very good, yeah, like just because of our cultural conditioning and programming, we are all taught to be somebody, you know, and we were, and in the West culture, my generation, to be somebody meant rich and famous. Or I think it is very hard for people who have been through this culture to just let go and just be who they really are. And also, if the opportunity is there, I would like to continue to attend teachings by Rinpoche. Practice is not just sitting and looking serious, practice is 24/7.
Shenpen Dao Rinpoche gave me my name when I took refuge with him, and he gave me the name Pema Yeshi, and many years I know what it means, but for many years I you know, would never think why this particular name, and then I found out that it was the name of one of Shenpen Dao Rinpoche's. It was his previous life was Pema Yeshi, so perhaps I had been a disciple of his in my previous life, his previous life, or something. That's the only thing I can think, but I don't know. And then I changed my name legally to Pema some years ago. Yeah.
So I wish you long life, good health, and lots of energy to continue to turn the wheel of Dharma.
How did I appear in the same Dharma Dhatu as you, Rinpoche? I don't know, but I hope you remain here. So that's what I would say.
As you know, as a great master, I think his existence itself kind of will benefit a lot of all the sentient beings. So I think for that purpose, I wish his long life. Yeah.
Rinpoche, please stay in this world for as long as possible. For as long as possible, please stay in this Nirmanakaya aspect for us all, especially in this time. Romahum.
Well, of course, a long, healthy, happy life and sharing the Dharma with us for as long as possible. I mean, he's doing so many incredible things in the world, not just with the Dharma, but also the Lotus Foundation. That's incredible. So I guess keep up the amazing work, and
I hope that all of Rinpoche's projects, his 84,000 projects, will be a great benefit for all human beings and sentient beings.
I wish he live long, of course, and I wish with the bottom of my heart that he could go around the world teaching and spreading the Buddhist teaching as much as it is possible, and to connect with people, especially with people that are far away from Buddhist teachings, people who are suffering a lot, maybe people who doesn't know anything about the Buddhism and the spiritual path and the truth, and this is my wish.
Rinpoche.